Gravity Cast.
In this week's episode, I wanted to take the concept art that we made for the Abyss of Silhaldun and turn it into some production art that we can use in the game. The first thing I did was take the concept art and take it into 3D software called Blender that I use to rough out the basic shapes of the structure. Doing this gives me several advantages. One is that I can choose multiple camera angles to see what looks good before I settle on a final design. Otherwise, I'd have to draw this concept art in a bunch of different angles to see what I like, so this saves a lot of time. The second advantage is the 3D software takes care of all the perspective for me, so I don't have to hand draw all perspective lines. So once I found a good camera angle that I liked, I went ahead and rendered the image out so I could use it as a reference in my drawing software. With the image loaded into Photoshop, I went ahead and lowered the opacity and made another layer so I could draw on top of this image. So the first thing to do would be block out some of the major details on here, like where the inlays would be for the blocks and the major silhouette lines of the objects. With all those base lines in place, I started to add some detail inside of the blocks. Red Fox and Rodney thought it'd be cool if we made this look like a face. So I added some details that it ended up looking like some kind of frog. I added a sunset over water to keep the aquatic theme going. Also added a little adventurer in here to keep a sense of scale. I asked about what other artwork we could put on here, and Biku suggested we could use fish, which is good because fish are one of the ingredients in the game. Biku also suggested we could use star charts because this was from an advanced civilization. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. To give this building a little backstory, I thought this could be some kind of ancient hydroelectric power plant, and Rodney thought this could also be used for some kind of irrigation, so I ended up putting a lot of water themes into this. So I finished blocking out some of the other major lines and details for the structure, like the platforms and steps. Finally, I added the environmental details like the horizon line, the ocean in the background, and some other details like clouds and other land masses. I also needed to leave space on the walls of the abyss to add more artwork, possibly images showing how the giants built this structure or how they lived. Since this was the first environmental design for this project, we talked a little bit about the art style and how that was all going to come together. But for now, it seems like everyone's happy with this design and we should be ready to move forward. So join me for episode 6 of World Building Wednesday, where we ink and color the design for the Abyss of Silhaldun. Thanks for stopping by, everyone.